Hey, um, we don't have time. We don't have that much time to explain what's going on right now. Um, so I'm gonna try to spit this out with everything that I can in a short time, okay? Hey, um, I would pray, but I don't know how to pray about it, to be honest with you. So, you guys know that I believe in God, but I don't know how to pray about things right now. So I thank you for um praying for us when we don't know how to pray for ourselves. Um, I um I'm gonna turn off comments for a second because I just want to make sure you guys can focus on what I'm saying. So I'm gonna turn off comments for a second. Um, like I said, I would pray right now, but I don't. Besides Jesus, fix it, and I trust you to fix it, God. I don't know what else to say. To be honest with you, I don't. There's really not much for me to say. Um, yeah. So, hi. Um, Thank you for screen recording this and sharing it everywhere. Um, but all we have is our truth. That's all we've ever had. And it's always been my mom and I against the world. We just decided to turn around and ask people for help. That's it, and that's all. Like, I don't know how else to explain that to you without you understanding it. I don't know how else to explain that to you without more words. It just is what it is. Um, uh, we are disengaging from all of our admin, um, from all of our platforms that are so extra that we honestly we couldn't have handled all of these platforms on our own. Um, a lot of people have very big TV mentality, thinking that my mom and I are handling all these platforms ourselves, and I'm telling you right now that that's not true. That's TV mentality. We have 18 live platforms, including the website, and we weren't handling that by ourselves. We had many, what we call admin angels, that are everyday people, everyday parents, aunties, uncles, siblings, cousins, sisters, brothers, friends that were helping us. And when it comes down to that, my mom and I gave that lead because we were so tired. And, so many people jumped in and was like, how can we help? What can we do to help? And we said, hey, like we're trying to do this as much as we can and get as much truth as we can. So if that means that we can get the truth out on X and on YouTube and on TikTok and on Facebook and on Instagram and on Rumble, True Social, and on so and so and so and so, then we'll try that. But that's all we can do. We are officially disengaging from all of our admin, and from majority of our platforms. Not all of our admin, there's something wrong, but we see some of them are easily swayed by money, are easily swayed by evil, and it's not saying that they're not human and that wouldn't happen. But there's just so much evil going around. There's so many Black Panthers and evil that are upset, and there's nothing that we can do but return to what we know to do, and that's my mom and I do it together and do it by ourselves. And that's what we've been doing. When in the beginning, when you guys first met us, my mom and I held everything down by ourselves. When you guys met us in the beginning, it was my mom and I against the world. And we decided to say, hey, there are people who wouldn't mind helping, who wouldn't mind jumping in where we needed it, who wouldn't mind jumping in where mama needed a break. And we let our guard down. We trusted. We stepped outside of our comfort zone, and we seen what could be possible. So much is built. So much that we could never, ever be grateful for enough has built. But at the end of the day, everybody's human. And I think about that time that I was in a strip club, and there was a couple that saw me, and I ended up just word vomiting too and saying, hey, I'm really 15, and what you think you know is an absolute lie, and I'm a kid, and I need your help. And at first, because they wanted the job done, at first because they wanted their sex, at first because they wanted whatever they could get out of things, they told me not tonight. And then that changed into, let me help. Let me, I had a couple tell me, let me figure it out. Let me try to help you. And then when they went to help, my pimp came in and handed them a suitcase of money. And it wasn't even that much money. It was just the presence of the money that made them turn their whole decision around and said, I have a family. I have a family to protect, and I can't help you. And this is why we're sitting here. This is why a lot of you guys have met us. This is why a lot of you guys know our story. Because I never forgot that couple. And I never forgot how easy it was for somebody to say, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I have a family to think about. Instead of doing the right thing to do. Instead of being responsible for being in the club in the first place. They jump to, I have a family to think of. I'm used to that. I'm used to that. I should be beyond used to that. And we have put a lot of trust into people. We put a lot of trust in people. Thinking that things would be different. And then the Black Panthers came up again. And I see why nobody ever helped me as a kid. Because I still see how easily people can be swayed by money or loud noise. And I shouldn't be too surprised. I really shouldn't, because I should be so used to being hurt. But here we are again, and I'm crying on camera because I'm a little fucked up. We were never on here for a social media gain, a media cookie, notoriety or fame. Never tried to sell you the truth. The people that we met along the way have been a blessing, a lesson. And I don't believe that they were a curse. I believe that every little thing, I believe that everything has been a lesson. I'm losing my hope, and I'm not trying to lose my faith. But I see that everybody was a lesson. A lesson to tell the true people from the fake ones. A lesson to tell the ones who have a really good costume versus the ones who are real. I see that. And I know that that'll never be the end. I know everybody has had that moment where you stop and think, damn, this person wasn't for me, they were to hurt me. This person wasn't for me, they were to break me. It may hurt and it may suck, but that's not going to stop us. It's not going to stop us because we already knew that. We already knew that. I just wanted to see if anything was going to be different. And I don't mean to be crying on here. I'm just... I know this is probably going to give our enemies the satisfaction that they were waiting for, but I don't know how else to be honest with you guys. I know everybody has felt something like this before, where you're feeling like, what the fuck happened? I thought you were real. So, it is what it is. But that doesn't stop us from what we're doing. I know that a lot of people want us to stop and pause. But it's not about us. And it's not about them. No matter what anybody did today, it's not about us. And it will never be about them. I've told you guys from the start, it ain't about us. And that's not going to change. Because I'm still here. I'm still here, no matter what anybody wants to say. No matter how anybody wants to treat us, I'm still here. I'm right here. And there's a lot of people that can't say that. And I know that. And I've seen that. So I won't change up my stance for that. Okay? So, we're disengaging from everybody. If you are just now seeing this video and you're one of my admin, take a break. Take a break. Take a break, take a minute. Someone else, or, we will pick up the fight. We got it. My mom and I got it. From here, we've always had it. It was just an honor to be able to say that somebody can pick up something and run with it without expecting anything in return, and we didn't have to. That was the honor. But that's okay. That is okay. Our insurance holders know that we need you on standby. What we said, what we just did in these last two events was more than enough to make more enemies. I don't think people understand the gravity of what we just talked about. I know they don't. And I know that some people are not going to understand until something comes up where it's personal. That just is what it is. People, you don't get what somebody is saying to you until it knocks on your front door. Or it knocks on a mainstream media where you can't get away from it. And then at that point, that's when it's serious to you. It was already serious to us. It was already something that we have been screaming about. It's already something that made us have a headache. It's already something that we have a heartache. It's already something that makes us sick. It's already something that we are trying to point people back to. But for some of you, it's not serious enough until it's on the news. Or it's something you can't get away from. And that sucks. Because we're talking about children. And the worst part is we're talking about something that could possibly happen to you. And unfortunately, some of you are watching this video and you don't even know me. And you're not going to hear it until something that I say clicks with you personally. I get that. Some of you are watching us through a screen. And if you met us, you would understand. But until you do, you see us through a screen with numbers on the top, up there. And you think this is just social media. and it's not real life. And that is where you draw the line. You sign off and you let it go. That's social media. That's 2025. That's the world we live in. And I get that. I'm not saying that I don't understand that. So we've tried everything. Come meet us in person. Come look at the insurance yourself. Come see the things that we're talking about. Let me give you some examples of what's going on in your neighborhood so you can understand what we're talking about. And still, some of you see us with the numbers right here, or the screen, and you still can't feel me or see what I'm talking about because it's all you see. And social media and life has desensitized so many people that you can't see truth when it's hitting you in the face. And there's only so much people can do to shove it at you. So I'm not mad at that. I'm really not. We're disengaging from the people that we call admin. We're disengaging for some of our platforms, and it might take us a minute to pop back up here because we're not safe. What we just said is the equality of saying that Bigfoot exists. Your government doesn't want you to know. Your government doesn't want you to find out. Because if your government wanted you to find out, then they would have told you themselves. They don't want you to know what people like me have been through. Or else there would be mass hysteria, anger, and rage all over the nation. And it wouldn't stop, and it wouldn't calm down, and it wouldn't be something that they could control. And that's why you don't have the Epstein list. That's why you don't know what MK Ultra really is. That's why you don't know the depths of trafficking, that sex trafficking is not the worst part. That's why you don't know that Child Protective Services is doing so much to hurt your children. That's why you don't know that the government has so much to do with the hell that you're going through. Because if you sincerely, and if so many people sincerely knew that, there would be mass hysteria. And there should be. There should be people raging in the streets. There should be people asking questions. There should be the amount of reparations that you've seen in summer 2020 for Antifa. There should be that amount of rage. But there's not. So, there's only so much I can say before you hear me. There's only so much I can say before another arrest comes up and you're like, oh shit, she was telling the truth. And I know that. I know that when the next arrest comes up, when the next false flags happens, when the next shooting happens, I know that some of you will think of me and be like, shit, she said that. Thank you if you think of us. Thank you if you be like, oh shit, she was telling the truth. Again. Thank you for that. But I still feel like I'm screaming underwater. I'm asking you guys to please share everything that you've seen in the event videos that you've seen from this weekend. I thank you for sharing those, discussing it, taking a look at it. I know it's a little jumbled. For those survivors who are watching this, if this is the last time you guys see our face, I've tried. I've tried to warn everybody. I've tried to prep history for the next ones. I've tried to tell them and dig into my deepest wounds so somebody understands. I've really sincerely tried. That doesn't mean that we give up. That doesn't mean we're done, because I don't think we'll ever be done. our faces on the internet, and that's forever. That's forever. That's not going to change. And I know that. I'm not stupid. But I know that no military ever saved me. And I know that I know that if there wasn't anybody that was saying, hey, honestly, look out for this situation. Hey, honestly, look out for somebody who next to you. I would give anything to do what we've done again. Because if it meant that somebody would have seen me in the Luxor Casino in Las Vegas, in the Bunny Ranch of Reno, Nevada, in the Getty Museum of Los Angeles, in the Buckingham Palace, in a car on the streets of Los Angeles, in a house in Simi Valley, California. If somebody would have seen me and knew half of the things that I've explained to you, I probably wouldn't be sitting here, and my mom would have probably got me sooner. To be honest with you. My mom and I have always been fighting by ourselves. And the only different thing is that we decided to trust. We decided to trust. And that's not something that we usually do. And because we tried to trust, we found out that not many people are trustworthy. We already knew that. We were just giving people a chance because it's beggars can't be choosers, you know? So I feel like this next part of battle, we might need to do ourselves because that's how we started it. We started it ourselves. We started it talking to you guys on here. We started it, just having a conversation with y'all as much as we possibly could, and this army grew. We're not saying goodbye. We don't have a goodbye right now because we don't have anywhere to go. We have where we are for this moment, and that's going to change very soon in the next 24 hours. And then we're going to be out in the middle of the sea of our enemies. And if you've ever spent some time in the ocean, you know that it's a very wide open space. I see why survivors don't do this. And I'm not going to tell you not to do it just because we're having a really hard time. Because nothing is supposed to be made easy. Nothing. Not a damn thing. I'd be lying to you if I said that anything was easy. It's not. It's not at all. So if you're watching this and you're a survivor and you're like, so how the hell do you expect me to... I don't. But I had to make a choice. So a lot of people blame me for that, making that choice. What we said, what my mom said, the MK Ultra that we discussed, I told you guys, the sex trafficking, sex is not the worst part. I wish that was the worst part. Not saying that that's easy to deal with. It's not. It's not at all. I can't get pieces of me back that I can't even explain. But sex trafficking is not the worst part. And that's why we're sitting here with you today. Because if it was just the sex trafficking, I probably would have needed counseling and a bit of a life reboot and things to readjust of that sort, but that's not the worst part. I wish it was the worst part. We would have got on here in the morning, and we had planned to get on here in the morning and be like, hey guys, this is what's up. But I can't even bullshit you right now either. So I thought I needed to get on here tonight and tell you if you guys have anything to contact us from this point on, you can contact us directly. It's definitely gonna take us a minute to get back to you, because I don't even know where you're probably watching this video right now. We have 18 live platforms, including AliesArmy.com. And when we first started out, when we first started talking in 2020, my mom and I had a Facebook and I had an Instagram, and even just that was enough to handle. My mom had Ladies Travels and Clara Parker, and I had Leilani and Diamonds and XL Odyssey. And it's branched from there, because we've gotten blocked and censored and quieted and silenced and taken down and whatever. So we have a TikTok and a website, a Rumble and a True Social, a YouTube, and a so on and so forth, and a Telegram. And so many of those platforms are starting to get pulled right now, because I can tell you right now that we can't handle all that by ourselves. So if you're in one of those rooms, it's been deleted. That was me. That was my mom giving that lead to say delete it. We can't handle all of those by ourselves. We can't. And we couldn't do it to begin with. So if you're in one of those rooms, it's one less of a room right now to handle. This doesn't mean anybody needs to end the fight. This means that people need to get louder, because it's not just about me. It's never been about me, ever. If it was ever just about me, I would be just like those other content creators that are like, can you give this to me, and can you do this, and I'll do this. No, I've been putting it, and my mom has been putting it back on you guys. Like, hey, it's not about just us. You need to look in your neighborhood. You need to check out what's going on around you. You need to check out your own family. You need to look at yourself. You need to take a look in the mirror. You need to look at this and look at that. That's why we've been doing that, because it's never, ever, ever been just about me. Okay? This is getting longer than I wanted it to be, because I'm just like, Can you help me?
I want to be very clear with our enemies. I know you're probably really giddy right now,
yeah,
and celebrating. I know that. I know a lot of you, your intent. Make sure you can look closely at my face. A lot of your intent was to take down the heroes and the admin and destroy the army. Honey, we will keep swinging, and I will swing harder than you've ever known. The army is not going to help you. You take down the whole army, that is not going to help you. That is not going to prepare you for what's coming. I will continue to stand on the battlefield if I have to stand against every man, woman, and child on this planet. If I am the most hated human being in the world, I will still stand for my kid, and I will still stand for every other child that's being trafficked and MK Ultra'd. So you can take whoever you want, you can take down whatever you think you need to take down, but you won't take me down. Good luck with that.
I know some people are watching our faces right now and seeing the heavy and the stress and the tears and the emotion, and like, we won, we got them. They're down. No, you just making us fight harder, and there's so many things that hurt, and we're not surprised by at all. So I hope you knock yourself out with what you do next. I hope you have so much fun with it. I hope that you get a kick out of destroying another human being. Every admin, every angel, there's some of you who probably have not even seen what's going on yet. You're going to wake up in the morning and be like, what the fuck happened? When I walked away from the chat room, like I walked away and something happened, you're probably going to get up in the morning and be like, I don't even know. I didn't even know anything was wrong. Look at me. I love you. I love you, but this is the time for us to say, we love you enough. We need you to protect your own families. When we say save the children, that means those in your home. That means your inner kid. That means everybody around you. And right now, that's what's important in our life for you. Even if you feel like, I got it, I'm fine, I'm totally good, I think it's time for everybody to take a minute and stop for the people in their life, especially their kids. There's some evil that is just going after very innocent families. We didn't do anything to anybody. I know we did it. We've just been trying to tell the truth. There's nothing that changed about us. There's nothing that will change about us. So nothing, I know that there's nothing that we did. I know there's not. And if I did, I am woman enough to put my titties up and say I did it. I'm sorry, that's not the phrase that people need, but I'm woman enough to say, like, when if you're man enough to say, I have the balls to own up to it, I have the brass ovaries to own up to mine. I really do, because I've done some shit in my life that I really need to apologize for. And I know everybody can say there's shit that they've done in their life that they're like, I messed up. But I know for a fact that I didn't do anything. And I know that the families that are involved didn't do anything to deserve this type of evil in their lives. It's just a lot of evil people are angry. So I know for a fact I didn't do anything. And I know for a fact that you didn't do anything. So if you're just getting up and you were involved in some type of private chat of ours and you're like, where did it go? You didn't do anything. Evil is stirring. And because evil is stirring and you have anything to do with helping spread the truth, that evil is coming towards you. Because this war has always been personal, not just about us. So, like my mom said, no matter what you feel about us, no matter what you think, no matter what evil rages against us, we won't stop. But for those of you who feel like, I have to protect my families and I have a home and I have this and I have that, go home. Go home. Protect those families. And we got it from here. We'll keep pushing. We will keep fighting. We will keep swinging, no matter what it takes, because not many people can stand in this type of evil. Not many people can stand in this type of a fight. And I'm not shocked by those who can't. I'm really not. It hurts. That's why the tears are coming down my face. It hurts because I've had so many people stand in my face and tell me I could handle it. I could be there. I'll stand with any child. But then when they stand in the face of evil, then they run. So how could you think that you can stand with another survivor that's younger than me? I'm 31 years old and my mama's right here. I may not be completely free, but this is something close to freedom. And I'm grateful for it. I'm honored by it. Because at least I'm not in somebody's hands being their sex slave, their puppet, or their robot. That beats the hell out of anything that I've ever come from. Honestly, I'm okay. But I know there's so many other people that can't say that. So, this went on longer than I wanted it to. And I honestly don't even know. I'm gonna turn comments back on, but I don't even know what else to say. Um, I've had so many people call me a traitor, and you didn't come back for me. I've come back in ways that you don't even know. I've come back in ways that you wouldn't even be able to stand in. I have felt for everybody that I've had to walk away from every second of every day, and twice on Sunday. And there's nothing I can do about it because I'm trying my best to warn other people about it. And a lot of people still hear me screaming from underwater. I don't know what else to do. My mom doesn't know what else to do, but that doesn't mean that we're done. That means we just need to find another way to fight and try to stay alive. Okay? So, we're not suicidal. There will be no accidental car accidents or overdoses. We're not carrying anything in the car that cannot be accounted for. We're not carrying any weapons. We may be sad right now, but we do love our life that we get to live. And we're trying our best to continue to live it, even though people are trying their best to destroy it. We're blessed to have the people in our corner that we do. For those of you who know us and who say, like, I'll jump in right now, I'll help, I'll share, I'll do something to help. We're grateful for those people. We're more than grateful because a lot of people can't say that they have that. For those who are like, what the hell happened? We're not safe. We're not safe in the next 24 hours. And we know that. Just like we've known so much and we tried to tell you ahead of time. We know that. In the next 24 hours, I'm not afraid. I'm just like, I don't want to say shaken either. I don't know what word to describe it. I'm exhausted. You know when you get so irritated with something or someone that you're not really crying because you're crying because you're frustrated? You know those hot tears that come down your face when you're not even crying because you're actually mad? You're crying because there's nothing that you can do about it. That's the tears of just like... I'm asking y'all to, if you're watching this video, to please educate somebody. That's what I'm asking. For those who are like, what can we do? Can you educate somebody? Because you know when you're so frustrated that you're just like, I'm trying to explain something to you and you can't hear me. That's that frustration tears of my face is hot. And I don't know how else to explain this to you. So, I don't know when the next time we will see you guys. It's gonna take us a minute because we need to figure some stuff out. And we need to find somewhere to go. Because our enemies are very excited that we're turning into sitting ducks right now. And that's what the enemy wants. The enemy wants to catch us slipping. So that if they catch us sitting still long enough, they can hurt us. That's what they want. That's what they're excited for. We're not that stupid. We're just frustrated. So tonight we have a place. We're out of the car. And then tomorrow a new day begins. And we're just asking for you to pray over us. Educate somebody. Share the information that you just learned through the events. If you were trying to contact us, please contact us directly. We are deleting some of the platforms that we can't handle, and we're keeping some of the platforms that we're going to try our best to handle ourselves. And it will definitely take us a minute to get back to some messages, because it's overwhelming and overstimulating sometimes when there's so many things going on, and we can't answer everybody at once because it's just us. So just know that if you're trying to get a hold of us and you're like, why aren't they answering? We're overstimulated, and we're trying to do the best that we can, just like you. Okay? So thank you for even trying to reach out to us, and if you did, please thank you for your patience. Because if we can, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. There's still kids that need you. And God forbid we took our last breath today, the fight doesn't stop here. Because there's still kids that need you. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've been on here for longer than I thought that we would be. We don't have a bar, guys. We don't have a bar. I don't have a bar for men. Especially. I don't have a bar. Do you hear me? I don't have a bar. My bar is really low. And even though it's low, it's still too high for those who can't get their shit together. It's still too high for anybody who has common sense. So I don't have a bar. As long as you're not trying to kill me or hurt my body, I don't have a bar. For men or for women. So as long as you're in this fight to say, I'm not trying to hurt you, and I'm not trying to hurt your mom, we're good. We're really good. It doesn't get any more complicated than that. That's it. Okay? All right. If you need a guard, I got you. Okay. Okay. I just seen that. Thank you for demanding for answers too. Like, you don't have to just be on our platform to demand answers. There's a lot of answers that need to be answered. Yeah. Keep telling the truth. We will. We will. We definitely won't stop from there. So, yeah. Yeah. Love you guys. And I'll talk to you sooner than later.